Scorpio Ophiuchus, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for March 21st through the 27th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so this week we've got that lunar eclipse on Wednesday. It's all been part of this major shift and change of the year with these eclipses. So this is a North Node eclipse, and it's associated with this new shift of this early part of the year for you to really cultivate your career or your legacy or your productive life. Now, this eclipse, though, is going to be on this side of the North Node, which is the area you've already had the North Node for the past 2 years. And so this is the area of your ideals, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. Also the area of friends and groups, if you are a part of anything on that sort of group or community level. So this is a culmination that specifically, if you have been involved with any of these things over the past 6 months, it can be coming to a high point. But at the very least, there's an awareness, there's an illumination about the importance of community, about the importance of having a healthy perspective of vision and dream and hope and cultivating that. You know, you're halfway through this time period with these matters because they started in that solar eclipse last solar eclipse 6 months ago. So you're halfway through, and there's a lot of this sort of awareness for this status check that now you can continue to implement and continue to move forward with regarding that area. So it can be quite motivating because your ruler Mars is in your sign, or in Scorpio, your guys' first house. So there is a lot of this support for you to, I think, assert yourself through either your communities or to pursue these visions. So it's very nice to have this with your ruler in such harmonious aspect up to it. And this is recently too that perhaps you guys have been a bit more direct, motivated with Mars entering your first house, and a bit more assertive in that nature just generally. Now that's going to be mostly for you Scorpios. For you Ophiuchuses, you'll probably feel this over the coming few weeks. Actually, I think Mars is going to go retrograde. So it'll be a while before you guys feel the full-fledging energies of that Mars. But still, I wouldn't be surprised if you Ophiuchuses feel that energy as well. Now, with this lunar eclipse, we do have this opposition up to Mercury, who is going to be conjoining up to the Sun here at the same time on Wednesday. So this is usually this very expressive type of communication, very passionate ideas, perhaps. Sometimes talkative, really getting that energy out there. So the key for all of us is to bring that extra attention to the mind and to the communications. And in that way, we can help balance out this, what is otherwise, the combust energies, the engulfed energies of Mercury, which kind of get drowned out by the passions of the Sun. So this is all happening in your fifth house, which is the house of self-expression. And I think you guys are focused on this stuff right now at the moment with both the Sun and Mercury here. So when it comes to your interests, your passions, your self-expression, your creativity, the lighter, playful side of life, a lot of that is being illuminated. And that has been an area of transformation and change from this last solar eclipse just a couple weeks ago that you're now transforming, that you're bringing into balance or creating change with, so that you can move into this new life path of cultivating, again, the productive or big picture aspects of things. So specifically around the eclipse, balance with the fifth house and the 11th, which is that with all this change and balance that's been happening with your inner self, your true self, your spark, your inner child, it's balancing that with a healthy perspective on community, of friends, of connecting with things larger than yourself and pursuing those ideals, because those ideals require you to be doing what you're passionate about. And those groups, if it's the case for you, require you to be passionate about what you're doing, and vice versa. Your true passion, your true interest is something that the world needs and is associated with that. So whatever that balancing point is for you, it's always important with these full moons and lunar eclipses to see that we can't have one without the other, and it's important to have a healthy amount of both. So that's going to be on Wednesday, and it just so happens synchronistically at the same time, Jupiter is going to be squaring up to Saturn on Wednesday with the lunar eclipse. So this is that Saturn's been right on the middle point, this T-square between this angular position of the chart with the north and south nodes, saying, look, there has to be patience. There has to be this long-term perspective. We have to take things slow. It's got to be responsibility. It's got to be maturity. And you guys are definitely learning that, both of you. because Saturn's been in your first house. So Saturn's about to go retrograde here on Friday. So it's a good time to re-examine a lot of these structures and responsibilities that perhaps you have been assuming recently over the past 6 to 12 months. But here with this specifically in this T-square is that with all this expansion that's possible and these things that I think you might be focused on with future possibilities is to remember the grounded approach. Remember that slow and steady wins the race, so to speak. So that's going to be very strong with this because it is going exact on Wednesday. And by bringing in that grounded approach, you can actually continue to further a lot of these new changes in your life. Now on Thursday, Mercury is going to trine up to your ruler, so you guys might be feeling a bit communicative or asserting your ideas perhaps. Again, expressing yourself since Mercury is in that 5th house. That's nice and supportive. Supporting a lot of this drive about your self-image or your goals right now at the moment with that Mars there. And then on Friday, that Saturn is going to go retrograde. And at the same time, Saturn squares up to Venus. So this is that I think right now you guys could be enjoying home life or family life or your health in some sense, your emotions. That's been Venus at the bottom of the chart. But squaring up to Saturn is suggesting just patience with all of that too. You know, he's forming that T-square specifically with that Venus. So where you can take that patient approach and all of that with home, family, health, location, etc., and kind of test it and see where you can make it stronger, where you can bring in that healthy dose of groundedness. Now, because of the configuration, Venus is going to be opposing up to that Jupiter, so the balance here is the personal life with the work life. Okay, that's going to be important with this opposition because it can come across as very positive with an opposition from Jupiter. You can really be optimistic perhaps about the career stuff or maybe even the home and family stuff. But remembering that just like with the 11th and the 5th, you know, the 4th and the 10th are essentially one and the same. We can't have the future productive stuff if we don't have a good connection to our roots and our personal life and vice versa. All right, so that's going to be Friday, and then on Saturday, the sun does trine up to your ruler Mars. So you guys, again, perhaps feeling quite expressive, good energy there for that creativity and asserting yourself with your goals and whatnot. Venus is going to be sextiling up to Pluto over the weekend. So perhaps an opening, slight opening to continue to make change with your values in life, maybe on that material level. And again, perhaps enjoying your roots and your foundations, your personal life in this healthy, balanced way. All right, Scorpio and Ophiuchus, well, I hope you guys have an excellent week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.